here.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite reviewer's favorite Transformers favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the TransforMission Deadend, or whatever they called him. Doesn't matter. We know who it is. It's my favorite character from Transformers. I'm just a huge fan. I like his general attitude. The car looks amazing, which is, or has been, kind of par for the course with this set. Love the black windows. Love the paint. I can't remember if the paint was like this, though. I feel like it was off-center back in the day. Maybe I'm wrong. Silver paint looks great. The wheels look great. Rubber tires. Underneath is clean. Silver paint here. Gunmetal paint. The whole red looks painted to me. If it's not, is that... Yeah, it is. So, really a beautiful, beautiful effort as they've kind of been doing. There's a size comparison with a Masterpiece Tiger Track. So, pretty much dead on the money. No issues whatsoever. I wish I could rolls like a champ. I wish I had something negative to say about it in this mode, but I just don't. My only thing is I feel like these stripes were off center, but they may not have been in IDW, which is what they're going after here, so I can't really comment on that for sure. Either way, it's not that big of a deal, and the paint stripes are clean, and they look like, you know, they look like they're supposed to look in terms of the color and everything else, so nothing really negative to say. All right, before we get started, this is on loan to me from Joe KW. He's actually here today helping me with this review because there's so much that needs to get done between this and the combine mode, and we actually approached it fairly strategically, and I think it's going to be okay. But say what's up, Joe.
What up?
So there he is. Also known as Robert Boneface on the boards. So anyway, let's get this out here, which is the accessory. We can talk about that briefly before we move on. This just opens up down here, and then he's got a little pistol, which is ugly, but ultimately fine. We'll set that aside for now. So we got to take these pieces back here, open them up and out. They're on double hinges, so, and it's a little bit of a tight tolerance, but just get them out of the way. And then underneath, we're going to open this up. And then there's a piece in here that we have to clear, right? Maybe not. Oh, yes. Here it is. Let's see if we can't get her untabbed. It's always a little nerve-wracking that you don't want to break somebody's toy, but it's especially nerve-wracking when they're right behind you. Fold this around here, plug that in, and then let's see if we can untab this one and fold this around and plug that in. This part can be a bit tricky. The tires have to stay the same, and you just have to disconnect. I've already unplugged the hood, the windshield rather, because that's the trickiest part. Well, it's not tricky, it's just challenging. And then we can bring this up. You got to fold these pieces in, and this is one of the problems that this entire set has kind of had, are clearance issues. So for folding that in, the front part is already down, and then we're going to try to get this disconnected here and then move up on a double hinge up and around, which is kind of what they've done for almost all the cars, with the exception of drag strip. So it just kind of tightens it up a taste. And there's a lot of little tabs, like these little ones here, so just be careful. This whole piece, with the side windows, but not the doors, needs to come up. And that is a little challenging, but easily done by me at the moment. Then you need to grab the windows from the side and sort of flip them up and out. And we can collapse these a little bit further later on, but we just need to get to the legs for right now. So we're gonna split all this for the legs and bring them down to 90 degrees. And then we have another interesting leg transformation. This one's not as solid as some of the other ones we've seen, but it still works fairly well. So this is like a knee pad here. Just keep it out of the way. This piece here needs to fold to the inside, and that's what secures it. It plugs into a peg or to a port back there, and then this just kind of comes down and covers down. And then, oh, I should have brought the foot out already. Let's open it back up. Sorry about that. So bring the foot down, flip the heel out, and then this part comes out as well. And then it'll all fold up. And that is it. It's not the prettiest, which is interesting. And then fold that around to the front. So we'll do the same for the other side. And that is to say, get this knee pad out of the way to the best of your ability. And they are a little tight. You can loosen them up if you'd like right there, and you should be okay. Fold this in, and that pegs in. That's what secures it. Bring this around over top of the tire. And I did the same thing again with that foot, but we're going to get it out this time. And then open this up here. Bring that around, and then twist the whole body around so that the feet are facing the right way. So then we're going to flip this piece down here, and that covers up the chest. Take the arms out, bring them down, and you have the head reveal there. Well, we'll talk about it when we get to the figure breakthrough, or breakdown rather. You can bring if you take the arms up, then you can extend the hands there, and then you can tab them back in, and that will keep the piece with it, but it's not, there we go. That's still not right. I'll have to clean it up. All right, same on this side. Up. And then back. To finish off the arms, rotate these gold pieces to the front. When the gold piece clears this black plastic piece there, you can collapse the shoulders just a taste. So same thing for this side, up and over, and collapse. And then lastly, just take these pieces here and bring them around to the side and bring your backpack down. And there he is. And we'll clean him up and take a look at him. All right, so let's talk about him. As you can see, he holds his gun just fine. So we'll take that out of there. Ugly gun, but he holds it just fine. All right. So the head is on a ball peg. It's also the faceplate with the visor. I want to say that when they initially showed designs, it wasn't the faceplate. But I'm glad it is. The faceplate is my preferred look for him. Gold faceplate and then purple visor looks great. It's on a ball peg, so you get down to there. Great range up, side to side, no problem. The shoulders are a little unfortunate. It's not that big of a deal though, but they basically hinge here and then they hinge here, and it's hard to hinge just the second one because the top one just wants to come with it. Not the biggest pain, not the biggest deal, but it is something worth mentioning. We got paint here for the burgundy and then gold paint there. Looks great, and then you get the rotation here as well. So really, it's effective. It's just it's not the cleanest way of doing it. Bicep swivel. We have a single hinged elbow. Yes, feels like it anyway. And that gets you to, that might hinge here as well, but this stops it anyways at 90 degrees, so that's good enough. We have a wrist swivel, and we have the fingers on a base pen knuckle, which is fine. It always makes them do typewriter fingers, but it's okay. And then we have the gunmetal paint app there. And then we have a little gold accent right there, which is nice. For the torso, all this is silver paint, and then we have blue paint in there as well, and then we have some gunmetal paint. So they definitely were liberal with the brush on this guy, which is nice to see. Waist swivel, that works fine. And then we have hip skirts on a pelvis that's fully painted. To universals, you get the full Monty, and you get the full Van Damme. So no issues whatsoever. For the knees, you get a single hinge on a ratchet that gets you just shy of 90 degrees, but I think it's okay. And then you have just the car accents for detailings working your way down. And then for the feet, you have an ankle rocker here on a hinge. And then you just basically have the toe hinge and heel hinge, which are supposed to act as your ankle tilt, but I think it's okay. I'd much rather have the rocker than the tilt. That's me. Pretty well done. The feet look a little, absurdly small, but outside of that, I like it a lot. And then it cleans up like a champ. I love how the side doors end up being the flank. That's really cool. Works really well. I do wish that this was the front of the leg instead of this. I wish that this was the back. But what are you gonna do? Can't win them all. Also, there is like a little hinge here. Like this is supposed to lock in place, and it does, but it still has a tendency to hinge here. So you just have to constantly mess with it. Not the biggest deal in the world, but I feel like it's something that's worth mentioning. Size comparison wise, there he is with Unique Toys Brawl and Masterpiece Red Alert. So decent size as well. Final thoughts wise, let's talk about the negatives. The leg transformation is not as clean as the rest of the transformation, and in this set, the leg transformation has usually been like the most kind of enjoyable part of all of them. And this one, it kind of that one doesn't feel as smooth on this one as it does on the rest. And then the other thing that's kind of plagued this set from beginning to end, which are the small clearances and moving pieces. Kind of a pain to get around all the pieces around one another from time to time. But that's really it. The negatives are far outweighed by the positives, which are this thing is painted to the nines. The articulation works across the board. It would have been nice to have that double jointed elbow work a bit better. I'm still not entirely sure you can't get it, but I can't seem to make mine work, or Joe's rather. Has a strong presence. I'm glad they went with the faceplate. I'm not sure why. I don't remember them always having a faceplate. I'm not sure if I'm right or wrong on that, but it doesn't matter. The materials feel good. The transformation is interesting. I love how the flank is formed by those side pieces, for instance. It's fairly priced. It cleans up well. The sculpt is in line with the IDW look, and it's in line with the other pieces that have come before it. It all kind of works. So I definitely recommend this. I'm sure by now you've already seen my combined review to know if I recommend the set. And there he leans like Smooth Criminal. It's just... So we did this after because this is just stupid. That's where he wants to go. I cannot recommend this set. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.